Today I'm going to show you how to set up a shelter using the Rapid Ridgeline, a US Military Rain Poncho, and 4 tent stakes. Now there's a video that I shot before this one where I teach you how to make this Rapid Ridgeline, so I'll leave a link to it up here. Be sure to go check that out before you watch this video. It's not going to make any sense. For this shelter we're using a US Military Rain Poncho. And one thing you're going to want to do is go around to each one of the grommets that are on the corner. There's 4 of them. You're going to want to tie a Larkshead with paracord. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, for these loops that we're going to attach to the 4 grommets that are on each corner of the US Military Rain Poncho, we're going to want a piece of paracord about 1.5 feet long. Okay, you're going to cut it. You're going to burn the ends like you saw in the previous video. You're going to take it, fold it over on itself, and then we're going to grab the poncho and I'll show you how to tie it off. So come to each corner on the poncho. There's going to be 4 of them that'll have these grommets. Take your paracord, configured like this, stick it through the hole, okay, and then bring it back through itself. See this loop that you've created? Simply grab the end here and pull it back through itself. Now we've created a Larkshead. Now that we've got our Larkshead, we're simply going to tie an overhand knot in this paracord like this. And by adding these Larkshead loops to the 4 corners of our US Military Rain Poncho, we're giving ourselves a place where we can easily attach our tent pegs. Okay, the first thing we need to do is locate 2 trees. So I've got one here and one here. That's how we're going to hang our Rapid Ridgeline. If you remember, we put the 3 Prusik loops onto the Rapid Ridgeline. And when we made the Rapid Ridgeline, we put a loop also in the end of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find this loop on the end of the 550 paracord, or Rapid Ridgeline. I'm just going to pull it. And if we hanked it correctly, this is just going to fall out perfectly with no knots, no binding, no twisting. You can see it all just comes out. Okay, so again, I'm going to come to the end here where we put this loop at the end of our ridgeline. You can see our Prusiks here. I'm just going to scoot them down, let them fall. I'm going to take one of our tent stakes. I'm going to wrap it around this paracord. I'm going to wrap around the tree and make a marlin spike hitch with this tent stake. So I'm going to come around, put my finger through this little loop and pull the paracord through it. Now I've created this loop here, and I'm going to stick this tent stake through that loop and ratchet it down, and we've just created a marlin spike hitch. Okay, here I'll try and do it so you can see it on film better. Here's my loop. I'm going to come around our tree, right? So the loop's up front now. I'm going to reach into that loop, and I'm going to pull the paracord through it. So I'm creating another loop. You see that? Then I'm going to take our tent stake, I'm going to stick it through that loop, and I'm going to work this down, ratcheting it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until we've got a marlin spike hitch using our tent stake. Okay, now we're secured to this tree using our marlin spike hitch and this tent stake. So I'm simply going to run this Rapid Ridgeline all the way over to this other tree. We're going to tie a trucker's hitch. Okay, I've reached our second tree that we're going to tie off to. We're going to put a trucker's hitch. And you can see my Prusik loops are here. I'm going to send them down towards the middle of this Rapid Ridgeline. I'm going to come to the end of our paracord here. See, there's our end. I'm going to come around this tree. Now I'm keeping everything just above waist level, pretty much right at my belly button. I'm 6 feet tall. You'll have to adjust it per the environment, all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to come around this tree. I'm going to pull this so this line gets taut. Okay, so that's looking good right about there. Now, on the line that is closest to me, okay, here, I'm going to come out about 4 feet, 3 feet, and I'm going to tie a slip knot in this line. I'm going to grab this paracord that we wrapped around the tree. I'm going to come to the end of it, and I'm simply going to pass the end through this knot, or through the slip knot that we created. So I'm going to come through, and I'm pulling the paracord this way. You can see instantly we've created a binding device, okay? So I can start pulling on this, and you can see how it's tensioning, 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 okay? So I'm going to get it nice and taut. See that? Nice and taut. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to bring this excess paracord over towards me through the loop that we just created. Tie it off with a little hitch. And to be sure, you can also put a double hitch in it if you want. Another trick you can do if you need more hands, as you'll see, this will just come right out, pull it, comes out. Another trick you can do is you can wrap this twice, okay, through this loop. When you do that, it binds down on itself. So it's kind of like giving yourself an extra hand. And as you do it, it will stay wherever you let go. See, no hands, and it's staying right there, as much as you want. So that's great. But now to get it off, it's a little bit more work. Okay, got to work it back and forth because we've created quite a little bind here. It's just a trick. Sometimes it comes in handy. So you can see we've got our Rapid Ridgeline connected to that tree and connected to this tree. Reach over here and slide these prusicks into view, and we'll double check them. Okay, that one looks good, that one looks good, that one looks good. So we've got our 3 prusicks here in the center. Now I'm going to find a stick on the ground. I want it to be about thumb thickness. I'm going to go ahead and break that, giving myself 2 toggles basically. See them here? So I've got this rain poncho laid out in a diamond shape in front of me with my 2 toggles in hand. Put one in my pocket. I'm going to grab this front corner and come to our first prusik. Stick it through my lark's head, and I'm going to use this toggle to connect them. Here's our prusik that's attached to this ridge line, and here's our lark's head that's attached to the grommet on the rain poncho. To attach them, to join them, I'm just going to stick the lark's head through the prusik, and I'm creating another little loop there. I'm going to take this piece of wood that we got as our toggle and just let it marry. There we go. Now I'm going to take out my second toggle. I'm going to come here to the hood. I'm going to find the paracord tie that comes with the US Military Poncho. You can see it here. And do the same thing. I'm going to run that through, over on itself. I'm going to stick this toggle right in there. If you're digging this content, subscribe, like it, share it. It helps out the channel. It helps me out. I appreciate it. I'm going to need to put my tent stakes into the ground. So I found this piece of wood on the ground. It's a little long and hard to work with. Don't have a saw on me, so I'll show you a trick. All you need to do is find any tree that has a V in it like this. Take what you want to break, stick it in the V, look away because it's going to pop, and crank on it. Have to do a little work. But there we go. No saw. You can do that to break down all your wood, caveman style. All right, we'll get our first stake in here. Got it in my pocket. And I can tell this is where we're about where we want to be. because we don't want to be sliding around too much up there. Pull these stakes out. So we'll put this guy right about here. Go around the backside, do the same thing. Pull my stake out of my cargo pant pocket. Again, I'm running these right through these Larkshead Loops that we added to each corner of the military rain poncho. So I'm going to get that pretty taut. There we go. Then with my last tent stake here in my pocket, I'm going to insert the final piece of the puzzle right here at the back, nice and taut. Okay, now we simply adjust these prusik. And remember how they work. As you pull on them, they start to bind. That little monkey's fist binds down onto the ridge line. See how this prusik loop bites in as we pull it to the left. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that tension. So you can get it nice and taut. And adjust this how I want it. There you go, pull it back a little bit. And then literally, we're ready to go. I can go around and, I could taut this out a little bit more. Let's say we want it here. You can see on these tent stakes what I've done. There's that lark's head that we added to each corner of the rain poncho. And these stakes have this nice little tab here. So I literally just go around it and I can manipulate these, pull them out of the ground, move them here, whatever I need to do. But it's a nice, taut connection. That's looking good. Just like that, we've got a Plow Point shelter using our Rapid Ridgeline. Now the cool thing is when I take this apart, you'll see how quick it is. And that's what makes it great. Goes up quick, comes down quick. And look how beautiful this is. Huge in here. When you taut this up using those prusik, you'll see I'll get the camera in here, but I've got tons of room. Just huge amount of space. I can see, all my gear easily back there. Got great airflow coming through. It's about 92 degrees today, and I can feel that just coming right through here. So tons of room. You can see there. See with that hood, tied up to that prusik. Tons of room. So great setup. Now this is part of the beauty. When you take it down, watch how quick this is. Ready? Go. Pop that one. Pop this one. Pop this one. Oh, forgot to put it in my pocket. Not good. Get in there. Push that prusik back. Center. All right, move our toggle. Move our toggle. Okay, we're free here. That's my bag. Now we got to get this guy down, okay? Quick release on the trucker's hitch. Get that guy out of there. Run over here. Get the Marlin spike hitch out. Okay, put that tent stake back in there. Now we're going to hank our cordage. Oh, caught up. Okay. Smooth. Smooth operator. Come on, slow down. Gotta stay calm. Oh, there's one of our prusik. Okay, that's okay. Okay, get your finger out. You got to go limp. Get that out of there. Come here with the excess. Come around. Back it up. Get out of there. Come over the finger. I'm going too quick. Come over the finger. Split that X. So I'd say it takes me, I don't know. Maybe that took me a minute and a half. I'd have to time it, but it's very quick. Same at putting it up. It's very quick because you've already got this built. You're going to have your tent stakes. All you need to do is source, a thumb size little piece of wood. The Rapid Ridgeline with the US Military Rain Poncho. It's quick, efficient. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.